supraviețui cumva.
Adică poate am văzut în la rând.
Hey, 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 hey.
Changes all the time, but we have a viewer there. We have some photos. Da, Iulica. Ia vezi, era de mufat. Era de mufat la prelungirea aia. Ce s-a întâmplat? S-a întâmplat așa că un coleg am camera pe cafeaua acolo, am plecat așa, am să mut cafeaua și am vărsat-o cu și s-a la mine, am vărsat cafeaua. E doar, ai vărsat cafeele, am eu, că eu am treabă cu cafeele. Așa. Îl văzusem că era de mufat și m-am plecat ca să-l mufez, dar ăsta stătea acolo, cafeaua lângă el, adică stătea lângă mufa aia. Ei, s-o fi demufat, eu știu că nu era demufat intenționat, bănuiesc, nu știu, poate nu merge blocajul ăla, nu-i problemă. E exact acolo la colțul ăla, știi? Exact. M-am prins că trebuie să, dacă a zis băiatul că trebuie să ajungă și n-ajungea nici ăla, nici celălalt, am luat-o pe cablu și exact ăsta l-am văzut, că era în ochii mei, adică practic nu era ascuns să-l caut, l-am văzut imediat că e demufat. Da. E bar aici, să ținem cafelele. Dacă ții cafea, o ții în o mână. Nu mă interesează, pe gratis, pe banda duți în brațe, nu să mă nici. S-a întâmplat în calea fericită. Ok. Țin unicul că sunt fieră, să nu mă supăreați. Bine, hai, pa. Mai ales la arc, pa. Ăsta e la sala. Hai să luăm un foto. Mai e un foto.
Caracter. Asta spun, au anumit sport. E gen ce vorbim, așa faci.
Deci nu are să
Deci așa rămâne. Te înțelegi? Am dus palma aici, nu mai am găsit să scriu.
să asculti muzică prima oară. Nu am văzut după aia la muzică.
Da, am văzut, da. Asta era. Da, mi se strânge cartea pe mine, ce condiții. Să vezi cum arată. Și din asta lasă mai bine. Adevărat că am mai luat asta. O armată care să facă o armată care să facă îl rup. Foarte și ăia nu mai întreb porță. Și aici reflexul taci de glorie.
Excellent. Good morning, everybody. Well, to start with, this is the first time that a Swedish foreign minister has attended as an invitee the whole session of a NATO summit. And I have to say that this has been a very productive meeting for my part. So I think it's very good that both Sweden and Finland were able to attend as invitees, and we have shown very clearly that we are ready now to face all the challenges ahead. We are ready to provide, when we have become full members, more security for Europe, more security for the world, but more particularly we are also coming with well-equipped and well-trained troops in order to strengthen NATO in its northern flank. So I am very happy so far with this meeting. I think it has shown the resilience and also the ambition of NATO to stand up in front of a Russian aggression against Ukraine, a topic which has been hotly debated in here. And I think it's very good that we have seen all the joint efforts and the cooperation between states in the NATO family. That's very heartening, and I will take this good feeling back with me home to Sweden.
Have you made any progress in the talks with Turkey during your meeting yesterday?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we had a very good bilateral yesterday between Sweden, Finland and Turkey, and I have to say that I felt after this meeting that yes, there is progress in line. We are moving forward with the implementation of the trilateral memorandum which was signed in Madrid, and this is being done on several levels. Of course, ministerial level, it is being done on a level of authorities. And also I would like to add that I'm now planning a trip to Turkey, to Ankara, to meet with my fellow foreign minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu.
And when you should expect full membership next year?
I do not want to settle for a certain time frame at this moment in time. When all the conditions laid down in the trilateral memorandum has been fulfilled, we will see the ratification of the Turkish parliament come true. Very good, thank you.
very good friends.
Good morning.
What do you want to hear?
Today you will meet partner countries. So what will be your main message?
From
and
Bucharest especially.
and in this situation, how do you see Georgia's path to NATO?
Well, I think it's very much up to Georgia how much cooperation it wants with NATO, but we have been always supportive of Georgia becoming both member of NATO and the EU. That's one thing. Yesterday we were discussing a lot about Bucharest summit decisions back in 2008, and everyone was reminded that both Ukraine and Georgia has been promised NATO membership. Now the big question is what kind of political plan we design to fulfill this promise that has been made 14 years ago here in Bucharest. But the main message to our partner countries will be we are ready to help you to enhance your resilience, to help you with reforms, but of course a lot depends on you.
About tailor-made assistance, can you tell us more?
No, that's why it's tailor-made.
What do you have to offer to Moldova today?
Look, I think that, and this is a very good question, I've just returned together with my Nordic Baltic colleagues from Kiev. We were discussing a lot about energy crisis that is caused by Russian strikes. But Moldova is equally affected because Moldovan and Ukrainian energy systems are very interlinked. So first of all, I do believe that while we are helping Ukraine to cope with that energy situation, we also should not forget about Moldova. I do believe that it's very much up to Moldova, of course, to decide how much cooperation it wants with NATO. I would be open and ready to support whatever they are demanding from the alliance or from the European Union.
You will discuss China today. Sorry.
Sorry? That's very much interlinked. To what
You
I
will
said.
discuss China today. What key takes will you take to the discussion?
Well, I think that we've already put in our strategic concept that was approved at NATO summit in Madrid that China is a security issue that affects the whole alliance. I do believe that we need to now understand how we are going to design our strategy, our engagement with China, how we are protecting our key interests, and also how we are responding to the current policy of China in the Indo-Pacific region. So that's actually going to be the first political discussion after NATO summit in Madrid. I think that we have now a brand new strategic concept. Now we have to see how we are going to implement that. Thank you very much. I have to run.
Good morning. To be present here, it's first time that we have been invited to NATO summit. It is very important considering situation in Western Balkan and actually current moment we are facing due to aggression of Russia on Ukraine. So Western Balkan, and in particular Bosnia and Herzegovina, is very concerned about the future and about that what it might mean for my country, since we are after election in process of formation of government, and as you most probably know, we have a proxies or we had the proxies in our government, Russian proxies. So division in the country is deep, and we hope that we'll be able to overcome it. NATO presence is extremely important for Bosnia and Herzegovina because it is guarantor of our security. Therefore, presence today at the summit and possibility to address our colleague means a lot, and we have high hope from this summit. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, Minister.
You will meet with Georgian and Moldovan partners. What is the main message for Georgia after 14 years again from Bucharest?
The message should be steadfast that the precondition of new European security architecture is first Ukrainian victory, how it has defined by Ukraine. First, full liberation of Ukrainian territory. Second, reparations from the full reparations of the costs and damages by aggressor state. And thirdly, accountability by the International Tribunal where belong Putin and his accomplices. Second precondition to new European security architecture is, and this is, I think, also today a main message to partners, Moldova, Georgia, Bosnia-Herzegovina, that Russia should not, after the war, after the Ukrainian victory, have no chance to dictate security options and a way of life to its neighbors. And thirdly, as I stated also in the yesterday's dinner together with Ukrainian foreign minister, precondition to new European security architecture is that these countries who fulfill objective criteria will be members of NATO family.
And the importance of open door policy for your country. The importance of the open door policy of this organization for your country.
There is no stronger proponent on European continent than Estonia, the open door policy.
Thank you.
And I will also think it's very important that we, all the countries in the neighborhood of Russia who are whose existential issue is the outcome of this war, will fully be in line in sanctions policy, and fully be in line in political approach towards Russian aggression. And I would call all the countries close their borders to Russian citizens. This is a way to address it, and this is was also a message when I met on Monday President Zelensky.
Thank you. Discuss China today.
China.
Anything lessons you learned from Ukraine? Why you should treat Moldova differently?
First of all, let me stress that the energy concerns, all these hybrid attacks Moldova faces, we are today going to assess that, and I'm sure NATO partners, European Union, are in full disposal to support Moldova to survive and not let aggressor terrorize Moldovan people and country.
Thank you, Minister.
Minister, one question about yesterday's declaration. Minister called Belarus accusing co-aggression against Ukraine. Do you support calling Belarus, not regime Lukashenko? Or it's better to call regime Lukashenko, who is co-aggressor with Russia? Do you support this, to call Belarus as the aggressor, not regime Lukashenko?
I think Belarus is now ruled by illegitimate dictator Lukashenko, and so it has been taken. And I think the worst sanction we could deliver against Russian regime is a fall of Lukashenko dictatorship.
Thank you. Mr. Lipowski.
So today you will meet your Georgian, Moldovan, and Herzegovina, Bosnia-Herzegovina partners.
Yes.
What's your main message, especially from Bucharest, after the 14 years?
The main message is we are here, we have a responsibility, we need to be working on the NATO enlargement, and of course it's not an easy task, but we need to reiterate that we have this kind of responsibility. And yesterday we had an informal meeting with Dmytro Kuleba, and the message was all the same. We need to not let the gray zone be here to be taken over by either forces once we made this kind of commitment, once we take this part. And of course the Czech presidency to the EU, the Czech Republic as such, is strong supporter of NATO enlargement for all of these countries. Sorry? How is it possible that Hungary still did not ratify Ukraine, the Swedish and Finnish membership? Okay, I'm not here to answer for Hungary, but I would like to say that yesterday it was a clear message all around the table from many member states that this is something which needs to change.
You will discuss China today.
Sorry?
You will discuss China today. What are your key takes on the relationship with China?
So we need to assess China in certain domain as a risk and be ready for that, for those hybrid threats. We need to understand what does it mean in the field of cybersecurity and many different areas. So that's my main concern. And due to supply chains, chips, and economic interdependence is creating a situation where we need to be ready also to defend our principles and our role. Okay, I need to run. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Netherlands.
Good morning, everyone. Very good to see you. I think we closed off yesterday with a great sense of unity. And everyone was very explicit that we will continue to sustain helping out Ukraine. First of all, in their effort to battle for their own territory, which first of all asks from us helping them out militarily. And second, given the phase they're currently in, we will do our utmost in helping out on winterization. We will continue on that journey. And next to that, of course, we discussed many other issues, including enlargement of NATO.
Minister, today you will meet with partner countries, Georgia, Moldova, and Bosnia-Herzegovina. What will be your main message today, and what do you think about open door policy? Is Netherlands support NATO enlargement, and what do you think about Georgia's integration in NATO?
So what today and the whole last 9 months have all about is battling for more safety and security on the European continent, and we will continue with that effort with all NATO partners, but also with all countries that are here present today.
And how NATO can support more Georgia?
Sorry, how can?
How NATO and your country can support more Georgia on the path to future membership?
Well, I think today is actually an exclamation of that. The reason that we're having this gathering today, also with a number of other countries, is a signal of us on how important it is to create stability not only for NATO countries itself, but also beyond.
Since you are here in Romania, your country is opposing Romania's accession to Schengen. Have you had any discussion with the Romanian authorities in this, and are you more convinced now that Romania meets the criteria?
My colleague and I had a very good conversation yesterday. We will continue that conversation today, and I'm confident we will find a fruitful solution.
Hungary still did not ratify the membership of Sweden and Finland. Do you speak about that with your Hungarian colleague?
To me, it is tremendously important that we do move on enlargement. I think it is there are very good reasons to make these steps in terms of enlargement. These are two highly valued European partners of ours, and I am more confident that we will make progress on these steps going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning. First of all, Last night we had a good working dinner with Minister Kuleba. We all expressed full solidarity and support to Ukraine, and we'll continue doing so as long as it takes. Today we are going to discuss China. China is a challenge and opportunity, our cooperation. We follow with concern the demonstration in China, and I can just say that peaceful demonstration shall be allowed as long as people wish to peacefully demonstrate their will. We'll also meet with our partners from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Georgia and Moldova. It's very important to discuss with our partners that are at risk, vulnerable countries, also as a consequence of the war in Ukraine. You know that in Slovenia we pay special attention to the situation in the Western Balkans, so we'll especially discuss with what is happening with security and safety of citizens in Bosnia and Herzegovina and in other countries of the region, because the peace in Western Balkan is important for the entire Europe.
Minister, Black Sea security is one of the main topics during these 2 days, and Georgia is one of the Black Sea region countries. So what can you offer Georgia, especially from Bucharest, which has symbolic meaning for us, for Ukrainians as well, after 14 years?
We are offering a lot already today to Georgia. As you know, Georgia also has a clear European perspective. We are offering not only more political but also material and humanitarian aid to Georgia. We will discuss the situation on the ground and see and listen to the minister what else can be done for the situation ahead of the winter, ahead of the new tensions in the region. So that will be certainly a very important discussion.
Aren't you a bit late with the starting talks with Moldova?
It's never late to start. We are discussing with our partners in Moldova and in Georgia and in Bosnia and Herzegovina regularly and now for the long time. We are evaluating the situation on the ground. We are trying to help with financial support, with material support. So we will listen. The minister from Bosnia and Herzegovina, you know as well that all are trying to have these European aspirations, and as Bosnia and Herzegovina is concerned, we are trying to deliver candidate status for the EU membership, and I hope that happens till the end of the year. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Minister. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. I think yesterday was a very good first day of our Foreign Affairs Ministerial. We had in-depth discussions about how to best support Ukraine to cope with the challenges of fighting the war against the aggressor. And I was very glad to note that basically all allies expressed full and resolute support for Ukraine's efforts. And there was a lot of practical commitment expressed during the meeting. And the meetings, in fact, we had 2 meetings dedicated to Ukraine. A lot of support for the comprehensive assistance package of NATO for non-lethal aid to Ukraine. Romania also expressed its support, and we will increase our contribution to this comprehensive assistance package. And I have also presented the bilateral support, which is multidimensional, of Romania for Ukraine. Of course, Black Sea was a cross-cutting theme, and I have re-emphasized the importance of the Black Sea for the security of the alliance. And I have emphasized also the importance of implementing fully and in the time of the decisions of the Madrid summit, especially those regarding the consolidation of the posture on the eastern flank and in the south of the eastern flank at the Black Sea where Romania lays. At the same time, I welcome the ministerial declaration which was adopted yesterday. I think you know already that not every ministerial meeting has a dedicated declaration to basically underline and stress what is the most important substance of the meeting. Today we will have 2 more sessions, one dedicated to China and to consolidating resilience within the alliance, and other themes, of course, combating terrorism and also Western Balkans and combating other hybrid threats. These are on the agenda of the first session. The second session for Romania is most important because we have our partners with us, the partners in the Western Balkans, the partners in the Black Sea region, Georgia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and the Republic of Moldova. And again, it is for the first time that Moldova is participating at a Foreign Affairs Ministerial of the Alliance. It is a much welcome first premiere, if I may say so. So I'm looking forward to the discussions today. We will continue to emphasize the importance of the Black Sea for the security of the Alliance, and I'm looking forward to the results of today's discussions. I also want to stress the fact, and this is my last line, I'm glad that yesterday we were able to host for the first time a meeting of G7 in Romania, and it was also for the first time that Romania has participated in such a meeting. Thank you so much.
Minister, Black Sea security is one of the main topics, and you will have meeting with one of the Black Sea region countries' foreign minister, Georgian counterpart. What is your main message, especially from Bucharest, which has historic and symbolic meaning for Georgia?
Not only that we have symbolic meaning, and we have also very hard and warm feelings for Georgia and for the Georgians because we are very close in mind, we are very close in purpose. We have always supported the European and Euro-Atlantic aspirations of Georgia. We stand by the Bucharest Summit Declaration in 2008, which mentioned that both Georgia and Ukraine will become members of the alliance when the conditions would be met, and we very much support this goal. That is why recently we have increased the level of the relationship between Georgia and Romania, the level of strategic partnership during the visit of the President of Georgia to Bucharest. Thank you so much.
Did you make any progress in your negotiations with the Netherlands?
Good morning. Since I didn't have an opportunity yesterday, let me express my pleasure that this NATO ministerial meeting is taking place in Romania, and by that we are sending a message that Black Sea region is of strategic importance to NATO. And I hope today we will send another message, and that is that Western Balkans is as well as of strategic importance to NATO. As I expected, we came out from yesterday's discussion even more unified in our condemnation to the brutal Russian aggression, but also to the need to step up with our support to Ukraine. As the newest NATO member, North Macedonia strongly support the merit-based open door policy of NATO, and thus we support the membership of Bosnia and Herzegovina and Republic of Kosovo to join NATO, since we think the reinvigorated Euro-Atlantic integration will bolster the transformational power of these two organizations in the region. Thank you so much.
Mr. Minister, you have not mentioned Georgia and our aspiration. We also
certainly
are waiting.
I'm pleased that we will discuss today with the vulnerable partners, Georgia, Moldova and Bosnia and Herzegovina, with whom we expect to exchange views on how to strengthen the resilience of our vulnerable partners in the face of this aggression. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Minister. Norwegia.
Yesterday really confirmed Allied unity. We agreed to step up assistance to Ukraine, and we'll also do that from Norway with sophisticated weapons and also support for energy and also support for NATO's cap fund, because we need also some common funding so NATO can be strengthened. Today we'll discuss China. There's a need for a common approach. We are doing business with China, but we also need to protect critical infrastructure. We will also discuss vulnerable neighboring countries to Russia, such as Georgia, Moldova, and also Bosnia. There's also a need for energy support on Moldova, so we'll do that. So this is going to be an interesting day.
Minister, you will meet Georgian colleague. what will be the main message toward Georgia? Recently you were in Tbilisi as well. So what can you offer to your partner, especially from Bucharest since 2008 Bucharest summit?
I was recently in Georgia, actually, and they need our solidarity. And there's a need for that we really stand up in order to protect their borders. So there will be a common message, I think, from this ministerial meeting on Georgia today. Thank you.
Minister, please, regarding China, what do you expect of European Council President Charles Michel's visit?
On
Charles Michel's visit to Beijing?
I was recently in Georgia, actually, and they need our solidarity. And there's a need for that we really stand up in order to protect their borders. So there will be a common message, I think, from this ministerial meeting on Georgia today. Thank you.
Minister, please, regarding China, what do you expect of
morning, everybody.
Good morning, Minister. You will have a meeting with your Georgian colleague as well as Moldovan and Bosnia-Herzegovina. What is your main message toward these countries?
First of all, we need to protect all the countries in the Western Balkans and close to Ukraine, because it's important in this moment to work all together. The unity is the most important point for everybody. It's a strong message to Russia. On the Western Balkans, it's important to be more present in this region. Last week I was in Serbia and Kosovo for achieving a good solution between these two countries. The stability on the Western Balkans is important for peace, also for stopping the illegal immigration in the Western Balkans. Italy is strongly engaged in this region. I met yesterday the Minister for Foreign Affairs of Albania. The Prime Minister will be in Albania. We will have meetings in Rome with all the Mediterranean countries for working in favor of peace and stability. Peace and stability are crucial. Also, we need to stop the Russians also in the Western Balkans. We need more Europe in the Western Balkans. This is the new Italian strategy, to be more present in the Western Balkans.
What about Georgia?
Georgia, we need to protect this country. I remember also the Italian engagement for stopping the Russian invasion many years ago. It's a good result of the Italian government in the past. We need to do the same to protect Georgia in this moment against Russian attacks. Okay? Thank you very much.
European Council President Charles Michel is heading to China. How do you see the visit, and what do you expect?
In this moment, China is very important for pushing Russia to an agreement. If we want to achieve an agreement on peace, we need a strong action by China, by Mr. Erdogan, also by the United States of America. Of course, peace is peace with justice. Without justice, it's impossible to achieve an agreement. Justice is the freedom of Ukraine. China is a counterpart, but we need to work hard. It's important, the Chinese market, and also we need to have the level playing field on trade, on industrial policy, because without a level playing field, it's impossible to work very well. Okay?
Thank you.
Right.
Good morning, Minister.
Good morning. We come for a second day of the ministerial. After yesterday, we all reaffirm our commitment to support Ukraine as long as it takes, and we realize through the words of Minister Kuleba how difficult is the situation right now, and how now we have to do as much as possible to keep a sovereign and independent Ukraine, but as well to prevent a humanitarian catastrophe, and therefore generators, heat, anything producing electricity is more needed than ever. Today we are going to look outside NATO, but in a region very close to the Ukrainian crisis. We will discuss with different partners like Moldova, Bosnia, Herzegovina and Georgia. We will exchange how this war is affecting them to make sure that they will not be destabilized. And we will talk about China. China is being more assertive and is gaining greater space in the international community. And of course, we have to adapt to this new situation. We have to decide when China, we are in competition, and when China can be a partner, like in climate change, or to bring peace to Ukraine and to talk with Vladimir Putin. And finally, we are going to see our vulnerabilities, and very specifically, Spain will point out energy dependency, the use of irregular migration as a weapon, and we will put on the table solutions that we are putting at the European scale. Ending the interconnections of gas and putting at the disposal of Europeans the great LNG regasification capacity of Spain and the Iberian Peninsula.
¿Teme que si la OTAN se va centrando en China pueda desatender otras zonas como el norte de África o incluso el flanco este, que sea un riesgo para la OTAN?
No lo creo. Tendremos un debate sobre China porque China ocupa cada vez un espacio mayor en la comunidad internacional y tenemos que decidir cuándo es un competidor y cuándo podemos hacer cosas conjuntamente, como para traer la paz a Ucrania, hablar con Vladimir Putin o hacer frente al cambio climático. El flanco sur está muy claramente definido en el concepto estratégico de Madrid, precisamente a propuesta española, y todos los socios, yo hoy, la voz de España se oirá alrededor de la mesa para ponerlo de relieve. Muchos de los desafíos que hemos encontrado en el este, como puede ser el uso del gas o de los suministros energéticos como arma, el uso de la inmigración ilegal como arma, o el hecho de que cada vez más las amenazas rusas son también las amenazas rusas desde el sur, todo eso lo tienen muy claro todos los socios. Muchas gracias.
Was können Sie was kann die NATO Moldova heute anbieten?
Moldova.
Ja.
Also wir haben ja ich war in Paris, die Sitzung, die wir hatten, wo ja viele europäische Länder zusammen waren, um Moldova auch finanziell zu helfen. Und ich glaube, hier bei der NATO ist es so, dass wir selbstverständlich wissen, in welchem sehr komplizierten Zustand Moldova sich befindet. Ich glaube, es geht natürlich auch in erster Linie wieder um Energie und was NATO angeht, Sicherheit. Und darum, was Moldova betrifft, sind wir, ich glaube, als NATO sehr besorgt, das Land zu unterstützen und alles zur Verfügung zu stellen, was wir haben, um den Menschen mehr Sicherheit zu geben. Wir werden nicht zulassen, dass Moldova eben von Russland bedroht wird, und wir werden alles tun, damit dieses Land eine gewisse Sicherheit hat und die Menschen eine gewisse Sicherheit haben, um geholfen zu bekommen. Aber neben Moldova haben wir noch viel anderes auf dem Programm heute. Es ist ja nicht nur Moldova, es ist auch Moldova, und es sind noch andere Probleme, die anstehen.
Macht man mit Moldova nicht den Fehler, dass man zu lange gewartet hat, wie mit Ukraine auch?
Ja, ich weiß nicht, was Sie mit warten. Moldova war ja nicht 2008, als wir hier waren, auf dem Gipfel auf der Tagesordnung. Das war ja Georgien und das war die Ukraine. Wir haben uns immer um Moldova gekümmert, als Europäische Union vor allem. Jetzt die NATO, dass sie sich auch mit einbringt, finde ich ganz richtig. Ja. Okay.
Minister, you will also discuss China today. What is your assessment, considering that the EU Council President is heading to Beijing?
Kann ich auf Deutsch sprechen?
Well, yeah, okay. Okay.
Also ich glaube, dass China, wir wissen das, interpretiert den Multilateralismus und auch, sagen wir mal, die Menschenrechte auf ihre Art und Weise, auf eine chinesische Art und Weise. Das ist nicht, wie wir das sehen, diese universellen Menschenrechte. Aber gut, Sie wissen, dass Präsident Biden 3 Stunden gesprochen hat mit Xi Jinping. Das finde ich gut. Der deutsche Kanzler war in Peking und hat gesagt, Russland solle nicht mit Atomwaffen fuchteln, also auch die Einwirkung Chinas da, glaube ich, sind wir auf derselben Linie. Und dann, Sie wissen, dass wir in unseren Handys und in unseren Autos seltene Erden haben aus China. Wir müssen aufpassen, dass wir keine strategische Abhängigkeit, auch was die NATO betrifft, was unsere Verteidigung betrifft, dass wir hier nicht wieder in eine neue Abhängigkeit hineinbrechen. Also darum, ich glaube zwar, dass China, ich bin doch überzeugt, dass in einem gewissen Moment China auch alles tut, damit dieser Krieg gegen die Ukraine endet und dass es zu keiner Katastrophe kommt, was Atomwaffen
angeht. Okay?
Do you think that the recent protests would lead to a change in stance towards China? The recent protests will lead to a change in stance on China?
Wir haben gesehen, wie China umgeht mit Protesten in Hongkong. Jetzt haben wir innere Unruhen in China. Ich glaube, dass man im 21. Jahrhundert die Menschen nicht mehr einfach in einen Rahmen stellen kann, dass nur eines zählt in einem Land auch von 1,4 Milliarden Einwohnern. Das ist die Philosophie der Staatsräson. Der Mensch, der verlangt nach Freiheit. Und auch die Chinesen werden das, glaube ich, zur Kenntnis nehmen müssen. Aber es ist möglich, dass wieder sehr, sehr viele Menschen, die friedlich protestieren, da darunter leiden werden. Und wir haben ja die Bilder aus dem Iran, die wir jetzt seit Monaten sehen. Und auch diese Bilder jetzt aus China, das sind keine guten Bilder für das Leben im 21. Jahrhundert für viele Millionen Menschen. Okay.
but she won't say it.
Got me.
After the meeting, I will be happy to be at your disposal.
Good morning, everyone. If I say something first in English, yesterday was a very good and important day when Foreign Minister Kuleba from Ukraine was here, Finland and many Nordic and Baltic countries, we visited just Kiev, and it was important to hear Minister Kuleba yesterday here to actually appeal to NATO countries also on reconstruction of his country and support to Ukraine. We also had a trilateral meeting between Turkey, Finland and Sweden, and it was also very important to have that in the ministerial format here in Bucharest. Ja sitten jos jotain suomeksi, niin eilen oli tosiaan tärkeä päivä, eli pystyttiin kuulemaan ulkoministeri Kulebaa Ukrainan tilanteesta, ja tietysti meillä oli tämmöinen tuore analyysi itsellämme sen vuoksi, että oltiin pohjoismaisessa ja Baltti-ryhmässä juuri käyty Ukrainassa, nähty pommitusten jäljet, ja ministeri Kuleballa oli erittäin vahva vetoomus tämän energiajärjestelmän korjaamiseksi, ja pystyttiin kertomaan myös Suomen puolesta, että etsitään tämmöisiä nopeita tapoja myöskin niin, että ehkä meidän energiayhtiöt ja yksityinen sektori voisi auttaa Ukrainaa tässä tilanteessa. Osallistuttiin myös G7+-ryhmän kokoukseen Ukrainan jälleenrakentamisesta. Se oli ensimmäinen kerta, kun Suomi oli kutsuttu siihen kokoonpanoon myös mukaan, ja varmasti johtui siitä, että meillä on ollut merkittävä panos sekä sotilaallisessa tuessa että jälleenrakennustuessa Ukrainalle. Ja sitten oli kiinnostava tapaaminen kolmikannassa Turkki, Suomi, Ruotsi. Omat havaintoni siitä tapaamista oli, että virkamiespuolella on päästy aika hyvin eteenpäin. On ollut Helsingin kolmikantakokous, on ollut Tukholman kolmikantakokous, ja ainakin Suomen osalta tilanne näyttää siltä, että ollaan pystytty täyttämään niitä odotuksia ja sitoumuksia, joita siinä kolmikanta-asiakirjassa on tehty. Mitään tällaista tarkkaa ratifiointiaikaa ei Turkilla ole ilmoittaa tässä tilanteessa, mutta todettiin, että nämä keskustelut jatkuu, ja sekä virkamiestasolla että varmasti poliittisella tasolla tulee lähiaikoina vielä olemaan Suomen ja Turkin välisiä yhteyksiä. No, keskustelun henki oli, sanotaan, sillä tavalla asiallinen, että käytiin läpi niitä listauksia ja kohtia, joista on sovittu Madridissa kesäkuussa, ja sitten saatiin vahvistus siitä, että myöskin Suomen osalta nämä ehdot on monella tavalla jo täyttyneet, mistä aikaisemmin sovittiin. Eli siinä mielessä asiallinen ja semmoinen rakentava henki, että päästään varmasti eteenpäin.
Teidän vastauksestanne kuuluu se, että Suomi on tehnyt kaiken, Suomi on odottaa nyt Ruotsia, niin mitä Ruotsin pitää vielä konkreettisesti tehdä?
No, näissä listauksissa, joita Madridissa käytiin läpi, niin siellähän oli nimenomaan Turkin vaatimuslistalla tämä terrorismin vastainen taistelu, PKK-ryhmään kohdistuvat toimenpiteet. Suomen osalta on todettu, että PKK on meillä kielletty terroristiryhmä, se on koko Euroopassa kielletty terroristiryhmä, ja samantapaisia linjauksia on Ruotsillakin, et en osaa tässä erotella Ruotsin ja Suomen politiikkaa näiltä osin. Tietysti tosiasia on se, että Ruotsissa ylipäätään on enemmän kurdeja ja kurdipakolaisia, ja tämä varmaan vaikuttaa siihen, että myös enemmän sitten tällaisia henkilöitä, joita Turkkikin seuraa.
Suomi tätä kommentoi, ja viikonloppuna meidän mediatarkin arvostella Turkia Unkarin suhteen.
No, ei voi ottaa kantaa oikeastaan tämmöisiin tuleviin tai spekulatiivisiin turvallisuustapahtumiin tai sotatapahtumiin, mutta tämän Syyriaan, Irakiin kohdistuneen operaation osalta, kun tapasin tai olin yhteydessä ulkoministeri Mevlut Çavuşoğluun aiemmin, ilmasin huoleni siitä, että siviilit ovat kohteena tällaisessa operaatiossa, ja että Suomi ei voi tietenkään mitään sellaista operaatiota hyväksyä, missä siviilit ovat kohteena. Vastaus oli silloin, että Turkki pyrkii täsmällisesti kohdistamaan operaationsa niihin henkilöihin, jotka olisivat syyllistyneet, ja ryhmiin, jotka olisivat syyllistyneet tähän Istanbulin iskuun. No, det var mycket viktigt att vi kunde ha här på politisk nivå mellan ministrar den där debatt om Finlands och Sveriges medlemskap i NATO. Jag kunde märka till att Sverige har också gjort mycket, och den nya regeringen i Sverige har gjort mycket, och det var mycket viktigt möjlighet att berätta till Turkiet vad Sverige har gjort och vad Finland har gjort och hur vårt tjänstemankontakter har funkat den där tiden. Vi kunde inte ha någon viss tidtabell från Turkiet, men det var viktigt att möten här var på politisk nivå, och förstås vi också har haft mycket stöd från andra NATO-medlemmar. De som har ratificerat förstås frågar att vad är nu saken, varför tar det så mycket tid just nu?
Koska ei ole vielä mitään aikataulua, niin tarkoittaako tämä käytännössä sitä, että odotamme Turkin vaalien yli?
Erilaisia mahdollisuuksia tietysti on. Emme voi vaikuttaa siihen Turkin poliittiseen päätöksentekoon Suomena tai Ruotsina niin paljon. Voimme vaikuttaa siihen, mitä itse teemme tässä tilanteessa. Ja tänään tulee tietysti toinen tärkeä tapaaminen, kun meillä on sovittu kolmikantakeskustelu Unkarin kanssa. Myöskin Unkarin on pidetty jatkuvasti yhteyksiä ja Unkarin tämä päivämäärä, parlamenttikäsittelypäivämäärä on muutamia kertoja siirtynyt. Ja tänään varmaan kuulemme, että missä Unkarin kohdalla mennään. Että meille on yhtä tärkeä niin Unkarin kuin Turkinkin ratifiointi. No, olen ollut säännöllisesti yhteydessä ulkoministeri Peter Siartoon tässä välissä ja tietysti kun aikataulut ovat siirtyneet, niin olen ilmaissut pettymyksen siitä, että meillä on odotettu jo tämän vuoden aikana tätä Unkarin ratifiointia ja kuulemme nyt varmasti tänään sitten tarkemmin tästä. Ymmärrän, että heillä on uusia päivämääriä katsottuna. Katsotaan, mitä Unkari ilmoittaa. No, olen sanonut, että lehmän hermojahan tämä vaatii tällainen toiminta. Ja olen vedonnut siihen, että Natossa on kuitenkin avointen ovien politiikka. Et periaatteessa sellaiset maat, jotka hakevat Naton jäsenyyttä ja täyttävät nämä Naton kriteerit, muun muassa sitten puolustuspanostuksen suhteen ja rajojensa turvallisuuden suhteen ja näin poispäin, niin niiden pitäisi päästä Naton jäseneksi. Ja Natohan itse korostaa kaikissa tapaamissa tätä avointen ovien politiikkaa. Ja tietysti tässä Suomen ja Ruotsin jäsenyyshakemuksen kohdalla sitä testataan.
Tavattiinko eilen illalla esimerkiksi illallisella tai päivän aikana niin Suomen ja Ruotsin puolesta Turkkia ja Unkaria?
Minulla oli mahdollisuus. Tämä kokoushan on myöskin monien käytävätapaamisten kokous ja oli mahdollista jutella niin Kanadan ulkoministeri Jolien kuin brittien Cleverlin ja Tony Blinkenin, USA:n Tony Blinkenin ja Stoltenbergin ja muiden kanssa. Että oli aikamoinen verkosto niidenkin lisäksi, joita normaalisti näkee EU-ministerikokouksissa. Ja sehän on tämmöisten kokousten suola, että pystyy vetämään hihasta ja kysymään, mitä ajattelette tästä. Ja kyllä tunnelma kaikilla keskeisillä toimijoilla on se, että nyt olisi aika Suomen ja Ruotsin päästä mukaan. Hyvin paljon puhuttiin myös tästä Puolaan tapahtuneesta ohjusepisodista, joka sitten onneksi ei ollut Venäjän isku, mutta jos olisi ollut ja NATO olisi ryhtynyt joihinkin vastatoimenpiteisiin, missä sellaiset maat, jotka ovat nyt tässä odotushuoneessa, niin olisivat sellaisessa tilanteessa. Ja tämän argumentin kyllä NATO-jäsenmaat ymmärtävät. Että kysymys on näiden maiden turvallisuudesta.
Missä tällaiset maat olisivat?
Silloinhan joutuisi sellainen maa, joka on ikään kuin odotushuoneessa tai on tässä invitee-tarkkailustatuksella, niin miettimään myöskin oman turvallisuutensa kannalta tilannetta, kun ei ole vielä Naton 5. artiklan suojaa ja kaikki ymmärtävät, että silloin tilanne on tältä kannalta vaikea. Nyt jatkan. Kiitos.